Let's begin in a child's pose. Separate your knees wide, walk your arms forward, rest your forehead down onto the mat, and take a few deep breaths to settle in. If at any point during today's practice you feel tired or strained, then please modify or just take a break like in child's pose. From here, rise up into a tabletop on your hands and knees. Fan your fingers out wide, gripping into your mat through your whole hand. With your strong hands, extend your right heel back, and to add on, reach your left arm forward. Gaze is set on one spot for focus, and use your core to bring your right knee and left elbow together underneath you. Inhale to reach, extend your arm and leg out long. Exhale, touch, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach, stay firm. Exhale, touch. Just 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, touch. Inhale, reach. Last touch. This time reach, and slowly come back to tabletop. Let's switch sides. Extend your left leg straight out behind you, and your right arm straight forward. Firm up through your core, stitch your ribs together, neck is in line with your spine, and breath is calm. Inhale. Exhale, tap right elbow to left knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, try not to wobble. Exhale, tap. 2 more, reach. Tap. Last one, reach. Tap. Then 1 more, inhale, reach. And slowly come back to tabletop. Then find high plank. With your fingers fanned out wide, gripping into your mat, drive back through your heels as you push everything away from gravity. Not only should your body resemble a plank, like a flat line from your ankles all the way through the crown of your head, but there should be a little bit of an arch as you lift your body away from the mat. So puff up between your shoulder blades. Tuck your tailbone just slightly. Lift the backs of your knees up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Then maintain this strong plank as much as you can as you bend your elbows back to lower all the way down to the mat. Once down, set up low cobra. Zip your legs and feet together, tops of your feet press into the mat. Peel your chest up, elbows point up, and let your hands hover underneath your shoulders. You're here for 3. Lift a little bit higher. 2, a little higher. 1. Release and press up and back into downward facing dog. And feel free to add any movement in this down dog that serves you. Eventually meet me in a forward fold at the top of your mat. With a bend in your knees so you can fold deep, interlace your hands behind your lower back, press your knuckles up to the ceiling, and roll your shoulders open. And take a few deep breaths, inflating and deflating through your torso. And feel your breath, creating space through your shoulders, chest, and upper back. Release your hands and find halfway lift. Slide your hands up your shins and roll your shoulders open. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to mountain pose. Come all the way up, arms reach up. Then bring your hands together at heart center for Samastitihi. Inhale back to mountain, arms reach up. Then exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips, come all the way down. For 1 more halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins, pull your heart forward. Then plant your hands, step your feet back into a high plank. For chaturanga, you're always welcome to modify. Bend your elbows directly back as you lower down only halfway. Stop when your elbows touch your ribs. Upward facing dog, tops of your feet and hands are the only things on the mat. Then exhale, send it back to downward facing dog. Big inhale through your nose. Big exhale through your nose. And let's flow. Inhale, look up, bend your knees. Exhale, ninja hop to the top of your mat. Land softly. Halfway lift, breath in. Then forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale, mountain pose, come all the way up. And exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, back to mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in, find your flat back. Then chaturanga as you breathe out, high to low plank all at once. Upward facing dog as you inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Keep it going. Inhale, look up, bend your knees. Ninja hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Mountain pose. Samastitihi. Inhale, mountain. Forward fold. One more halfway lift. Chaturanga, high to low plank, slow and controlled. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, look up, bend your knees. Exhale, ninja hop, top of the mat, land softly. Halfway lift, breathe in. Then forward fold for chair pose. Sit back into your hips and press your ankles, knees, and inner thighs together, then sit back a little bit deeper. Keep your legs engaged this way throughout the entire pose, and make sure that when you look down, you can actually see your toes, so you might need to shift your hips further back. Now bring your hands together at heart center. Stay low in your hips. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right for a prayer twist. Hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Take a peek at your knees and make sure that they're still even. Then set your gaze where you want your twist to go. Deepen your breath, and with each exhale, inch your thumbs a little closer to heart center. 3, 2, stay low, 1, chair pose. Inhale, exhale, twist to your left. Hook your right elbow outside of your left knee, stay low in your hips, knees are still even, and set your gaze where you want your twist to go, and use your breath to go deeper into this pose. 3, 2, stay low, 1, chair pose. You got this. Focus on a breath that is calm and grounded to set the pace for this practice. From here, airplane your arms and lift your right heel up for flamingo pose. Gaze is set, breath is deep. Now bring a gentle smile to your face. It'll help lighten the posture. You're almost there. 3, 2, 1, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, airplane your arms, lift your left heel. Stay focused. Stay calm. A little shaking is okay. And remember, growth begins at the end of your comfort zone. So if you're not comfortable right now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. 3, 2, 1. Stand up, mountain pose, and shake it out. Bet that felt pretty good. So come back to chair. Inhale. Then exhale, sit even deeper. Feel the fire. Reach your arms forward and sit back even deeper, thighs parallel with your mat. Then gracefully take a seat on your mat. Take a long body stretch. Well done. You deserve it. From your back, pull your knees into your chest. Then bring your shins parallel to the mat with a 90-degree bend in your knees. Lift your shoulders up off the mat and feel how your lower back flattens out and your whole core engages. So here in this hollow body, if this variation is plenty for you, then stay right here. Or if you're ready to take it one step further, straighten out your legs to a 45-degree angle. If your legs are extended, you can take any height between 90 degrees and hovering down over the ground. Obviously, hovering is going to be a lot more challenging, so make sure that you're doing what works for your body today. Lower back is still flat, core is still engaged, shoulders are lifting up for 3, 2, 1. Release, long body stretch. This time, extend your toes straight up to the ceiling. Lift your shoulders up off the mat and firm your legs together. Really pay attention to your form, especially in your lower back, and slowly lower your feet down towards the mat. Then stop at 45 degrees, bend your knees, point your toes back up to the ceiling, and slowly lower once more. And bend your knees, point your toes back up to the ceiling. Now keep it going. Inhaling as you pull your knees back in, toes point up. Exhaling as your legs slowly lower. Keep your shoulders lifting the whole time. Keep your lower back flat the whole time. And if your lower back begins to lift up and you lose form, then you need to stop higher than 45 degrees. If you've done this a few times and you're ready for a challenge, then you can go lower than 45 degrees. Stay focused and calm for 3 more breaths. And then with your legs extended up towards the ceiling, shoulders lifting up off the mat, just lower your left leg to hover above the mat. Then bring your left leg back up and lower your right leg down to hover above your mat. Then bring your right leg back up and then continue alternating legs, slow and controlled. Exhaling as you lower, inhale as your leg returns. And again, you can always modify, and I highly recommend it if this is somewhat new to you. If you've done this a few times and you're ready for a challenge, then add a twist. With your fingertips behind your ears, your shoulders still lifting up off the mat, twist your elbow towards your opposite knee and continue with each extension. Stay calm and grounded. You're here for a few more breaths. Try lightening the posture with that little smile on your face. Last 3, 2, 1. Long body stretch. Well done. This time, pull your knees in and rock and roll the length of your spine front and back to gain enough momentum to roll over your ankles, plant your hands, and shoot your feet back, landing in chaturanga, high to low plank. Vinyasa through to your down dog. And if you ever want to learn how to do that rock and roll shoot, practice it a few times, I've got a specific video just for that called How to Rock and Roll Shoot. From your down dog, lower down into child's pose. And that's it. Good job. Now let's move on to some deeper stretches and all the poses that will feel really good after the work you've just done. So rise up into your tabletop and set up half pigeon, right knee to your right wrist, even past your right wrist towards the side of your mat. Sink into your hips, and you're welcome to stay lifted, opening up through your left hip flexor. Or when you're ready, just surrender down into the posture that serves you. At this point, focus on breathing so deep into your torso that you can feel this breath within the stretch. Try exhaling everything from your lungs. creating space for an even deeper inhale. Begin to walk your hands back up and shift your weight into your right hip. Swing your left leg around and in front of you. Bring the sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. Now square your hips off over your left leg and sit up tall, even if that means that your left knee is bent a little. Inhale to lengthen your spine out of your lower back. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold over your left leg. And take about 5 slow, deep breaths as your left hamstring slowly melts. Slowly rise. Make your way back to tabletop, and then half pigeon on your left side. Left knee past your left wrist towards the side of your mat. Sink into your hips, but make sure your hips are still squared off towards the front of your mat. Stay lifted for as long as you did on the other side, and when you're ready, slowly surrender down into the pose, knowing that postures like this and deep openings like in your hips takes time and patience. So let this be an opportunity for you to focus on creating a deep breath and just relaxing into place. Walk your hands back up. Shift your weight to the left and swing your right leg around and in front of you, left foot inside of your right inner thigh. With your right leg straight, maybe a gentle bend in your knee, square your hips off to your right leg. Inhale to lift and lengthen out of your hips, then exhale, hinge from your hips and fold your long spine over your leg. Even as you breathe deeply in this pose, and your hamstring relaxes over time, you'll still continue breathing in such a way that your inhales lengthen your torso and your exhales fold you a little deeper, even if it's just micro adjustments. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly rise. And make your way to the last down dog of your practice. Strong yogi hands gripping your mat. Press your hips high and back. Lower down into child's pose. And take 3 deep breaths. From the strength in me to the strength in you. Namaste.